So I hope you guys love history, because in this video I'm going to be taking a dive into the history of the Shingles variant for the STG in Call of Duty World War II. And I'm not going to go down Call of Duty history, I'm going to go down the real life history of this gun, because most of the variants in Call of Duty World War II are based off of real guns. So sit back and relax while I teach you guys a little history lesson about the Shingles and the STG. So my name is Nick, and without further ado, let's get right into the video. We can't talk about the Shingles variant unless we talk about the gun that it's based off of, and that's the STG-44, or aka the MP-44. So let's talk about some real life history of this gun. Now, this gun was developed by Hugo Schmeiser, a guy who developed a lot of guns for Germany, and this was a really favorited gun. It first started use in 1943, and it lasted all the way up into 1962. It saw many uses in obviously World War II, the Korean War, the Algerian War, the Vietnam War, the Ugandan War, the Lebanese Civil War, the Iraq War, and the Syrian Civil War. Throughout time, a ton, and I mean a ton, of variants were made throughout the lifetime of the STG-44 for improvements and some changes, as well as some really obscure attachments as well. If you're curious what I mean, look up an STG-44 corner attachment. Yeah, you're going to be in for a really big surprise. A lot of countries also used the STG-44 post World War II, and it was a really fan favorite for a lot of people, not just Germany, but it was replaced by a lot of guns like the AK-47, the PPH-41, and a lot of other guns by some other countries. Today, only a little bit of countries still use STG-44s, and there are some militia groups that use STG-44s as well, because they're that efficient. And they're also really prized possessions for gun collectors if you have an OG STG-44 that was made during World War II times. Also, 425,977 STG-44s or MP-44s were built. So now let's talk about real life stats of this gun. Now, the weight of the gun is 10 pounds unloaded with its magazine, but with its magazine fully loaded, it's about 11 pounds. The cartridge it shoots is a 7.92 by 33mm Kurds, and the rate of fire ranges from 550 to 600 rounds per minute, and the feed system is a 30-round detachable box magazine. Now let's take a look at the STG-44 stats in Call of Duty World War II to see if they're accurate with the real life one. Now, its mag size is a 30-round box magazine all the way to a 45-round extended box magazine, and the rate of fire is 666 rounds per minute to 714 rounds per minute. So really, it's somewhat accurate. The magazine size is fairly accurate, but the rate of fire isn't. That's a little bit too much for a realistic STG-44, but obviously I can understand it's a video game. If the STG-44 had a 550 to 600 rounds per minute rate of fire, that wouldn't be so great. So now let's talk about what we've all been waiting for, and that's the Shingles variant. Now, I'm 100% sure that the Shingles variant is based off of the STG-45, or aka the MP-45. This prototype was developed by the Mauser company for the German army by the end of World War II. But the STG-45 was intended to replace the STG-44 because the STG-44 was quite expensive to produce. Not much is known about the STG-45 after that. It was supposed to be a really big improvement in cost and development for the German army to basically replace the STG-44 and make a gun that's way much better than it. But by post-World War II, when the STG-45 was failed to replace the 44, Ludwig Vorgrimler, I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, and Theodor Loeffler, I don't know if I'm saying that correctly either, basically took the STG-45 parts and made their own gun, which is the CEAM Modellio 1950. Germany would soon buy the company these two guys would make just to manufacture these guns, and from that came the G3. And because of the STG-45, we got the G3, which is pretty interesting. Today, an STG-45 is a really rare gun to have, and not much is known about them, like how much were built and all that. But they are big relics of history for gun collectors and museums out there. Now let's talk about real life stats for the gun. Now it weighed about 9 pounds with an empty mag, so I'm guessing with a full mag, it was about 10 pounds, 11 pounds like the normal STG-44. It shot the same cartridge, a 7.92 by 33mm Kurtz, and its rate of fire was 450 rounds per minute actually. But the feed system was different. It was able to hold a 10 to 30 round box magazine. Now let's compare those stats to the Call of Duty World War II shingles to see if the Call of Duty World War II shingles is accurate to its predecessor. Now the Call of Duty World War II shingles can hold a magazine size of 30 to 45 rounds in a box magazine and has a rate of fire of 666. Now the Call of Duty World War II shingles has a magazine size of 30 to 45 rounds in a box mag, and its rate of fire ranges from 666 to 714 rounds per minute. Now obviously the Call of Duty World War II shingles variant is nowhere near accurate to the STG-45, and that's because it's based off of the STG-44. The shingles is just a skin for the STG-44 in Call of Duty World War II. But you know what? That's completely fine. At least they got a little bit of it correct with the 30 rounds of a mag. But guys, that's basically pretty much it for this video, and if you guys did learn something, drop a like as it helps me out a ton, and if you're new to the channel, subscribe for more music content. I upload Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday, and remember to hit that bell subscribe button so you don't miss an upload, and also follow me on Mixer because I stream a lot of Battle Royale games, so mixer.com/DezNik. Also, Whoop Up Cards Series playlist right about now, and I'll put in the description down below. Series playlist is called the History of the Variant series, where I basically take a look into the Call of Duty World War II variants and look at their real life predecessors and tell you some background history of the real life guns that it's based off of. So if any of that interests you, I highly recommend checking out the playlist after the video. But again guys, that's basically pretty much it, and I hope you guys have an amazing day. And also comment down below your thoughts about this. Did you learn anything cool, or do you really like how the STG-45 ended up with being able to be the gun that makes the G3? Just anything, I would love to hear in the comments down below that you learned. But guys, I'll see you in my next video, and peace.